All right, what up YouTube? We're gonna inspect my brand new, probably 6-year-old or 5-year-old motor. So when I bought this motor, I pulled it out of my WRX, first motor I've ever pulled, and shipped it to IAG because I didn't know shit about cars and I didn't know how to work on cars. Fast forward today, I built Subarus for a living, and I build multiple motors a year. But yeah, so I didn't know shit about then, so I got this motor, bought it, got into drifting and kind of let it sit. Took a long time for my car to get painted, so that wasn't ready to go in. So yeah, so that's why it sat forever. So like I said, I didn't know shit about motors when I bought this. So I didn't fog it. I didn't pre-oil it. It's exactly how IAG sent it to me, but it's been sitting for 6 years. So we're gonna look down the spark plug hole. Is there rust in there? I literally have no idea. Like this could be torn apart as is because it's bad. But yeah, let's do some close-ups. So like I said, it's an IAG motor. It's a stage 2 tough block, which is rods, pistons. The cylinder walls may have been machined to be a tighter clearance, and then I'd have to look up the actual details again because it's been so long. But it's a hybrid build, so it's an STI short block with my 2-liter 2004 WRX heads. So I've had the machining work done where the cylinder area has been machined out to accept the 2.5 piston and deck. So it's a 2.5 liter hybrid motor with WRX heads. All right. We got the thing to look in the spark plug hole, see if there's any rust. This is all I did to protect it. And we got our little camera. Let's see. Definitely looks oily in there. We've got valves open. You can see the piston relief, or the valve piston relief. Very hard to tell. So it looks like there's debris or like dirt on the piston. Inspect the cylinder walls. You can see the valve is open. Here's the valve. Damn. There's like crud in there, but I don't see any rust. Oh. Like a little bit of surface rust right there. Wow. So today we're probably also gonna fog this thing. To do it right, you know, just 6 years later, just to do it right, you know what I mean? Fog it and put some spark plugs in it. What do you say? The spark plug threads. A little bit of rust right there, but I don't know if that's that bad. I think we're gonna send it. It's the piston. So yeah, it's way better than I imagined. There is some surface rust, but it's very minimal, which is good because I'm gonna send it. It's just surface rust, and I'm not sure if it's actually bad, but yes. So I just placed the coolant crossover. As you can tell, it's also painted. This looks way better in real life. It's very dusty, just proves how long it's been sitting. But it is very gloss black, and it isn't this gray looking color that the camera is showing. But we got AN hoses for the coolant, and I'll show you my radiator here. There's no radiator where the normal radiator goes. It bolts in how the AC condenser bolts. Yeah, it's super sick. It sits underneath the core support. It looks like it's floating because you can't see the mounting points. But yeah, I also have a thermostat housing that has an AN line on it, or an AN fitting. And the next step is all the ugly OEM bolts I need to get rid of and do a fancy bolt. I'm not sure, but to prove how old this motor is, if you have an IIG motor, what do you think your number is? At work, I've seen 6,000. This has 600 on it. Insane. This is the 600th motor that they built. At least when they started doing these plates. I'm sure they've done some short blocks. But yeah, since this build is so old, let's go through my receipts and see actually what kind of parts we have for this thing. And I'll tell you how much I paid for it. And yeah, and that will probably just be the recap of this video. But this motor and my WRX are gonna be running this year. So make sure to subscribe, and we will be building a custom engine harness and trying to tuck everything. We will be deleting almost everything. Manual brakes, no ABS. I'm probably gonna delete power steering for now and then upgrade to electric in the future, like put the pump in the trunk so there's nothing on top. We will be moving the alternator from the middle over. No power steering, so the only thing that's going to be sitting in front of this manifold is the alternator over here. And guess what? Alternator's black. So a lot of people love colors in their engine bay. I'm kind of like a black guy, so like my JZ pictured here, black. My show car, everything black. If you want to find cool shit, you have to look for it. The only cool thing on here is the centerpiece, which is, in my opinion, styled like a diamond ring. So like the biggest thing is the centerpiece, and then all the little details you kind of have to look for. That's exactly the inspiration with this. Everything that's aftermarket or stock will be black. The only cool stuff, or the only thing that's not black, will be the centerpiece. So coolant expansion tank, that will be here. Guess what? Black. And harness is gonna be professionally, I'm gonna use professional shrink wrap, like motorsports shrink wrap, to be thin and sleek as possible. We're gonna run it the best way possible, where you're gonna see some wires, but like we're gonna try to hide almost everything. But yeah, that's my motor for my Subaru. And if you don't know what my Subaru is, go to my Instagram like fucking 5 years ago and you kind of see what it looks like. But yeah, I think we're gonna fog it and then Probably split the harness open and open it up in maybe a next video. Try to delete all the extra wires like the TGV motors and plugs and all that fancy stuff. And like the engine harness comes out here, like the bulkhead connectors, we need to make them come out in the back. There's boost controller over here. I don't know if I'm gonna delete electric boost controller and just run like a wastegate line, like a vacuum hose. It's not as modern and you can't really control your boost other than your wastegate, but less wiring, less everything. This car is a show car. It's not meant to be the fastest. I mean, it's built for 400 horsepower, and I got a Blosch 20G turbo, non-ball bearing, journal bearing. So we'll see. I think it's gonna be 400 horsepower, stancy car. 8 degrees of camber front and rear is what it's currently at. But yeah, it's a show car. It's meant for, yeah, just picture a girl in high heels. That's what this is. The girl in high heels isn't gonna run very fast, but she looks good. So yeah, make sure to subscribe. That's a crazy motor. Doesn't look like it's junk. And catch you in the next one.